Good to go, not out of breath, ready to go right here on the old ACC PM set. Coach, how have you been? But not even out of breath. I mean, that was spectacular speed right there.
Fast breaking.
Now, for a team that plays such great defense, I mean, that is a fast break is what that was.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
By the way, 4 starters back, great incoming class. I know we just listened to you a little bit for the press conference. We've talked about this with a lot of coaches, that rotation, chemistry. It's a brand new book every single year, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the fun part as a coach, isn't it?
Problem solving, yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the things I enjoy most about coaching is figuring things out, you know, what works best. And you can't assume that something that worked last year is going to work this year, or something that worked for a player last year is going to be good for them this year. So we do have some experience, which is nice. But, you know, we've got to figure some things out.
As far as problem solving goes, do you put a time period on that, or is it, hey, it's the whole season, I got to figure it out between? In your mind, do you have a deal? You say, hey, listen, by Thanksgiving, I want to have A, B, and C figured out. I mean, what's your game plan in solving those problems?
I don't know that I've thought about it in a calendar way.
That's a problem, by the way. You got to solve this one.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you can't put a timeline on problems and when they're going to resolve. I think it is different times, and you also can't put a timeline on when something may click for someone on your roster. So it might be a problem, and then at some point, you know, a month in or 2 months in, they kind of figure it out, and then
on the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you definitely can't put a timeline on freshmen. I used to think that their job description was to be inconsistent. That was the one thing they all did well. They're up and down because that's, you know, they're learning.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a pretty good freshman from Canada, Toby Fournier, and she can dunk. We're excited to see that. So how's her progress? It's kind of a huge awakening for a freshman. How's she adjusted?
I think Toby's come in with a great mindset, and, you know, it's the typical adjustments, pace, intensity, playbook being, you know, larger than most high school playbooks or club playbooks. And so she's navigating all that. Terrific athlete, her length, her rebounding, competitive spirit is high. Certainly, obviously, the athleticism, everyone likes to talk about the dunking, and I get it. I like it too, but she's a really good player. If you took away the dunking, she'd still be a really good player. So we're going to need her to be a good player for us. You know, we're small up front, and so she's going to have to play some significant minutes for us.
Kara, when you got the job, I'm on record on video. There's evidence out there that I said in your 5th year you could be a Final Four team, and here you sit with a lot of expectations, some preseason prognostication about how good your team could be. Where do you see your team right now? You're going to make me look smart, or, you know, like, you're going to make me look like I don't know what I'm talking about, Kara? Which one is it?
I don't really think about whether how I'm going to make you look that often, I'll be honest with you.
Well, of course not.
I just worry about daily, are we improving? And, you know, we talked a lot early in the season, early in the preseason about entitlement and how you don't get to carry over things. You know, you have to understand that any success you have in the previous year doesn't carry over. It doesn't entitle you to anything. And I think our team has got a good mind frame with that. March is so far away, and I'm not a fan of rankings or those types of things. I don't think they give you anything right now. So I do think those reps last NCAA tournament were helpful to our team to be able to play in those situations and go on the road and win a big game. And how much that gives you this year, I don't know. But we want to be a team, yes, that consistently goes deep in March. We want to be a program that you know, people think about when you think about who the top teams are. And I think we're just methodically, like each year, you know, hopefully positioning ourselves in that way. That Duke is a team that you have to think about when it comes to the conference and when it comes to the country. And I don't know that we're there yet, but I do think, you know, you guys have been around our league. Like, I think you've seen our progression as a program, and we're proud of where we are, but we definitely have another layer we can get to.
Yeah, you've gotten better every year. Sweet 16 last year, that huge upset on the road at Ohio State. Tough place to play, huge win. Held Connecticut to maybe their fewest points during the season. When you look at the stat sheet, what area is it going to be that you say, this is going to get us to the next level?
Well, I guess, you know, last year's team, I didn't think we shot it well beyond the arc. I thought that's an area of growth and improvement. But I can't say that this year's team won't be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so it's hard to like say, oh, if we just get better in this one category, because this team may not be as good defensively as last year's team. I don't know that yet. I'm not saying they won't be. I just don't know that yet. It'll be different. I do think, you know, getting some play, like getting DeJesus back for us is huge. Just her experience at the point guard position and her three-point shooting. And, you know, obviously we're a little bit more athletic in our front court, but we're smaller in our front court this year. Reagan and Ashlyn, who are here with me, you know, they're awesome. I love coaching them, and they've improved. So you just count on like just the improvements of your individual players, and but I think definitely consistency from beyond the arc is something that I hope we're better in this year.
Coach, what constitutes a great practice?
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean,
when
I
you
think
get done with the practice, what's the first thing that you go, you know what, that was really great?
I just like when there's like juice and competitiveness, and I like when it's spicy. Like when they're going at each other, those are my favorite kinds. So I like that. So if like we're doing that, then like we'll run it back, or I'll make a bad call on purpose, so one of them gets mad, and like those are the things I like.
I love that. Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Trying to teach women that is not always easy, but when they do go against each other, I really like to foster that as well.
Yeah, I like it.
You ought to be in my household, because my wife's had enough of my nonsense. I get conflict all the time, and she's undefeated, by the way. Undefeated. I'm batting 0 on that one. I'm always curious from coaches, though, because you've lived it too. Again, that edginess where, hey, you know what, I can't wait to get to work tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
You got to have a Marina Mabry. Who's your person with the edge?
I think we have a few players. I think Ashlyn has a good edge about her. I think Reagan does as well. I think Alucci does. I think Jaden's edge is becoming sharper. So I think there's a few players.
Coach, we wish you the best. I know your schedule's running nuts, but again, that speed, you came zipping down the escalator. If that's what we see with Duke basketball this season, we're in for a treat.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.